Today is the day right after Yom Kippur. It's called the day of Simchat Kohanim. This is the day that the Kohanim celebrate after the Kohen Gadol went into the Holy of Holies and came out in peace. And our prayers, we hope, were answered, all for the good, Baruch Hashem. And that's why today in the prayer we added another Mizmor. So I'd like to speak a little bit about Sukkot today. The Pasuk says, Or zaru ala tzaddik, u'yishrev simcha. Or zaru ala tzaddik, after we come out through Kippur, and we are purified, and it was a day of tremendous spirituality, then we have the simcha of Sukkot, which is man simchatenu. There are two aspects in serving Hashem. One is be'yir'ah, in awe, in fear, and the other one is be'simcha, in joy, in happiness. And yes, we combine the two many times, like the Pasuk says, ve'gilu bir'ada, rejoice in trembling. How can you both rejoice and tremble? Because our relationship with Hashem involves both these aspects, where we are on one side in awe of Him and a certain amount of fear, but on the other side we also are very happy to serve Hashem and to do mitzvot. But if we just went through the high holidays, which are called Yamim HaNoraim, the days of awe, now we're going to go into the days of Simcha, which is Sukkot Zeman Simchaten. And it's really a holiday that we celebrate with a lot of joy and celebration. This is when we're going to have the celebration of Simchat Bet HaShoeva. This is a time to serve Hashem in total joy and happiness. I'd like to speak about a couple of halachot that have to do with Sukkot. I know people are involved in building the Sukkah now. Very important that when you build your Sukkah, we mentioned it this morning, that you first build the walls before you put the schach. Because if you were to put just a frame and then put the schach before you make the walls, that would be a Sukkah that is not kosher. What can you use for the schach? For the roof of the Sukkah, you use plants, branches from trees that are not still connected to the ground. They have to be cut off first. And then you can put them on the roof. And also it cannot be a klishim kabel tum'ah, which means these branches or these plants cannot be fashioned into a tool, because once it's made into a tool or a vessel, or let's say a wooden spoon for instance, or a ladder made of bamboo, it becomes what's called a keli, that is susceptible to becoming tameh, and therefore cannot be used on the schach. They should be just plain branches, whatever it is, palm tree branches, or bamboos, or any branches from any tree that you could put on there. It can be used for the schach. Also, there's a great mitzvah, which is a very important mitzvah that is involved with Sukkot, and the mitzvah of arba'a minim. What is the arba'a minim? Is the lulav, etrog, the hadas, and arava. Very important. You know, we spend sometimes money on all sorts of things. And when you come to a mitzvah like this, I've seen people that rely just on the lulav and etrog that is at the synagogue. That's fine. We buy a couple of extra sets for the people to use. But you know what? If you were to think about how to spend the money and what is the best investment, of course anybody would want to buy stock in a company that will, every stock would increase tremendously. It would be a great investment. Well, you know, if we could just imagine the value of each mitzvah, we would run after them. So these days in between Kippur and Sukkot are days to get ready for Sukkot, and one of them, go out and buy a lulav and etrog and hadas and arava and use them. There's a lot. So we're saying there are a lot of symbols and deep significances behind these arba minim, these four species that we use on Sukkot. Just mentioned a couple, we'll mention a couple of them. One of them is they represent different parts of the body. The etrog is for the heart. The lulav is for the spine. The hadas has the shape of the eyes. And the arava has the shape of the lips. And all these, which are different parts of the body, we use all our body to serve Hashem, all of our being, you know, whether it is our eyes, our lips, our spine, which holds, you know, the body, and then or our heart, which is a very important part. All these are parts of the body that we use in serving Hashem. And then, the Sukkah, 7 days we sit in Sukkah and have meals. Each one of these days represents one of the leaders, one of the shepherds of Am Yisrael. We have Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, Yosef, and David. These 7 guests that come to the Sukkah, each represents a certain aspect of spirituality. Because Sukkot is a holiday of spirituality. So Abraham is kindness. Yitzchak is strength. Yaakov is truth, is a combination of kindness and strength. Then you have Moshe, which is the eternity of the Torah. You have Aaron, which is the splendor, Hod. Then you have Yosef, which is the Yesod, which is being careful with things of modesty, of morality. And then you have David, which is kingship, is to declare and to feel that Hashem is king over us. These 7 cases that come to the Sukkah are 7 aspects of spirituality that we connect with the Sukkot. And the etrog represents David HaMelech. The spine represents, the lulav represents Yosef, like tzaddik, katamarifa Yosef at tzaddik. The Arava we have the Arava, which is 2 branches of Arava, is Moshe and Aaron. And we have 3 branches of Hadas, which is the myrtle. They represent Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. So I wish all of you Chag Sameach of Sukkot. I'm starting already now on Sunday, even though Sukkot is only a Wednesday night, because there's a lot of preparation. Today is Sunday, use the time to build your Sukkah, and then get to love Hadas, Arava and Etrog, which is the mitzvah, one of the very important mitzvot of Sukkot. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.